Bhutan sells its electrical power to India. If tomorrow Nepal could be persuaded to follow a similar route, Nepal will be more prosperous than India because they have a hydroelectric capacity of 83,000 megawatts. If we even buy 47,000 megawatts, which is easily exploitable, Nepal's Maoist problem will be over. Your political problem is that we have many friends in political parties in Nepal who believe that it is good to cut the Nepali face to spite the Indians. And I think this is an issue we need to deal with more imaginatively than we have in the past. But coming to our western neighborhood, let me put it this way. I'm not one of those who believes in all this love of wanting to reintegrate Pakistan and wish you were back to us. I think I would rather they went their way and we went our way. 60 years after independence, we've chosen different paths. But let's face, what sort of neighbor are we faced with in Pakistan? Let me tell you this, I've served 5.5 years in Pakistan. I think I have more friends in Karachi than I have even in Madras, which is my hometown. So I have nothing personal, I have nothing but the best of friendships. But one cannot allow personal friendships as a professional diplomat to cloud your professional judgment of the country you're dealing with. The problem with Pakistan is they have not been able to define a sense of positive national identity. The only way they can define themselves is by adopting a policy which is anti-Indian. Added to this, Pakistan's democracy never grew. It was obvious. If you go through the pre-partition history of Pakistan, West Pakistan never wanted Pakistan. Jinnah's power base and the Muslim League power base were Bengal and the Muslim minority provinces of India. The Muslim League in 1940 couldn't win a single seat in the Punjab Legislative Assembly. Okay, they've got a country now. The problem there is that because the political leadership was not local and imported from India, whether it was Jinnah or Liaquat Ali Khan or anybody else, basically it was only a question of time before the army took over. And let me give you some facts. And when everybody tells me that, you know, I am going to achieve great things by talking to Zardari or Jilani, I said they will deliver about to you as much as a Subadar in their army headquarters can deliver. That is the reality of power in Pakistan. If you study the power structure of Pakistan today, it is a country, most countries have an army. In Pakistan, the army has a country. The 62% of the population of that country comes from Punjab. Roughly 60% of the army comes from Punjab. So, unlike in India where no given province can dominate the body politic, Pakistani politics is Punjab-centric, ruled by the army, which comes largely from 17 districts of Punjab. The other factor is that it's been a sort of duality together with Pashtuns, who come from the Northwest Frontier province. Now, the army today not only controls the government and can topple governments at will, it is also an economic empire. The army today is the largest industrial house in the country. It would be, in relative terms, as big as Reliance, the Birlas and the IT companies put together in Pakistan's economy. They control industry. They own the largest bank. They are the largest investors in the stock exchange. They control the dominant position in transport through the National Logistics Cell, a dominant position in construction through the Frontier Works Organization, control networks of schools. Most important, every 100 kilometers they have a cantonment, and the lands are totally administered by the army. Lands in southern Punjab, which irrigation lands, agricultural lands, have been allotted to the army. So this is a country run by the army, for the army. Now that army cannot exist and wield those powers unless there is an external threat. If there is not one, it has to be conjured. So India has to be the external threat. Now, unfortunately in Delhi, there is no recognition of this. We have people talking of Aman ki Asha, but Aman ki Asha kiske saath is my query. When the army does not want it. So let me put to you one thesis. Peace with Pakistan will remain elusive as long as the army has a stranglehold in that country's national life. This is a reality people are not willing to accept, not willing to understand. I had a friend of mine who attended a closed seminar some years ago, organized by the Jung group of newspapers. Strange people, the Jung group, to talk of Aman ki Asha. Now, in that seminar, a Director General of the ISI was asked a very simple question. And one of my officers happened to be present, quote unquote happened. The DG ISI replied, our aim is to weaken India from within. And we can do it. Let me tell you, this was some years ago. There has been no change in basic thinking. The difference between thinking in India and Pakistan is it is controlled there by the military, and it believes that this can be used to coerce India by what they call as low intensity conflict. If you go to the Pakistani military institutions, all that they study is how do you weaken India from within? Whether it is in Punjab, whether it is in the Northeast, whether it is in Mumbai, whether it is through various non-state actors within India, this is considered element of state policy. Adding to this confusion is the fact that the Pakistani state itself, institutions have weakened. You know, Pakistan was never a radical Islamic country. Till the 1980s, you could go to a party and have a drink, though it was Ziaul Haq's and Nizam-e Mustafa. Now, in the 80s, because of the jihad against the Soviet Union in Afghanistan, the tool used by the CIA and the ISI working together was radical Islamic groups to defeat the Soviet Union. They succeeded. Who funded these radical Islamic groups? Saudi Arabia. So your security challenge there today extends not into Pakistan but into Afghanistan also. Now it is a different matter that the radical groups that the CIA and the ISI jointly funded turned against Pakistan. Coming to an end? Should I end or? Okay. Turned against Pakistan later on for a very simple reason. In the 1990s, once the Soviets left, it was only after the Soviet Union collapsed that these Mujahideen groups took charge. What happened was there was total chaos till Benazir Bhutto's interior minister sent in the Taliban. The Taliban were Afghan students trained in madrasas in the Northwest Frontier Province, affiliated to the Jamaat Ulema-e-Islam of Maulana Fazlur Rahman, a political party which wins seats, has ruled the province. But what has happened today is that the army and the ISI have continuing links with these radical groups. Whether it is Taliban, whether it's Lashkar-e-Taiba, whether it's Jaish-e-Mohammed, the army has got a mutually reinforceable link. They use these groups often to intimidate people from the People's Party and the secular parties within Pakistan, and they use them against Afghanistan and India. Now, somebody asked a question as to why are we so worried about the Afghan Taliban? Taliban agar aa jaye to hame kya farak padta hai? This is a query asked Afghanistan.